Oh, sorry. I didn't see you. I was busy scrolling on my phone. I'm sorry about that. I was just passing some time, but I forgot. My bad. This video is completely dolo on top of my head, complete freestyle. I'm gonna freestyle this. I hate people that scroll. Okay, I don't want to say hate because that might be like I have some family members that probably scroll. I really dislike the idea of scrolling. And if you're someone who scrolls on, I don't have Instagram, but if you're someone who scrolls on Instagram or TikTok, and the people that, oh, I don't scroll on TikTok, I scroll Instagram Reels. What is the difference, bro? There's people that literally told me like, oh, I don't scroll on TikTok, bro. I only scroll on Reels. Like, that's any better? It's the exact same thing. It's just short form content. If you're someone who still scrolls on short form content, you really need help. This isn't even me trying to make fun of you, but you actually need help because I mean, you need help with your attention span, you need help with motivation issues, you probably need help with making the better use of your time. Because I could tell you right now, when I was scrolling, I wasn't really doing anything with my life. My only fulfillment of my day was when I scrolled, and every single moment I wasn't doing anything else, I was scrolling because my life was so miserable that I needed to feed my life with some level of entertainment. I was always trying to entertain myself because that was my addiction. You notice that people that typically scroll a lot, whenever they don't have their phone or whenever they're not on Instagram, whenever they're just sitting down, they seem so sad for some reason. Like, it's just their existence just means like if they don't have their scrolling drug, they legitimately actually become sad. Like, when I interact with people that scroll and they scroll the entire day, whenever I talk with them, they can't even hold contact with me. Like, they can't hold eye contact, they don't listen to anything I say, and they seem really down and just they seem bored, and I don't know what to explain, bro. And I'm gonna be honest with you, this is going to be a huge problem, a big problem, if we don't do anything about it. If we just sit on our phones all day as a human race, what are we actually going to do? No wonder why there's people trying to fluster down their ideologies in our heads, and all we do is watch and consume it, right? We're not living life anymore. We're living in the virtual world, which means we don't really put much emphasis on this life anymore. So isn't that scary? Like, isn't that something to be concerned about? Are we actually just like letting life destroy us? Like, I don't know. And so this could be one of the main reasons why you almost hate yourself and why you feel so depressed. The more and more you scroll, the less motivated as a result you become. It drains your energy. And so whenever you get to doing your work and you're trying to be productive, maybe read a book, or whenever you're trying to maybe start a side hustle, you can't seem to focus, you can't seem to even get yourself to sit down at your desk to do the work. And every time you try to sit down and try to do some work, you get distracted right away by Instagram or by TikTok or by random YouTube videos like this one. And you have to realize, but this is destroying your potential. And bro, there are so many excuses these scrollers make. Oh, I'm just passing time. Or another excuse is like, oh, but I know someone who scrolls. I know someone who scrolls and still gets A pluses in my class, so I'm just gonna copy him. But are you getting the A plus? The issue is, when we look at like we look at the exceptions to the rules, right? Oh, Cristiano Ronaldo plays 15 hours of video games, so I'm gonna do that. I know he doesn't. I know Cristiano Ronaldo doesn't play 15 hours, but as an example, even if he were to play 15 hours of video games, he's Ronaldo and you are not, right? If you look at, the scrollers, the average scroller is a lot worse than the person who doesn't scroll. And you have to look at the average instead of looking at the exceptions. If you look at one guy and he scrolls but then he gets A pluses, well, why do 90% of scrollers not get A pluses then, right? Why are you looking at the one guy? And that's the issue, is we come up with so many excuses for this scrolling thing, but this is destroying our brains. This is us destroying, and it's destroying our attention span. Let me give you an example. The moment we scroll on something, the moment we get another piece of content, that gives us a little bit of a dopamine rush, right? That releases some level of dopamine. And it happens in an instant, right? We just literally have to scroll 1 second, less than a second. The issue is, whenever we start to do work, since our brains are so wired to get rewards, in seconds and seconds, whenever we start working and we don't get those seconds in rewards, we start becoming tired and we don't want to do them anymore. And so how are you going to see any level of success in your life? Literally, common sense. If you can't do work, and how are you gonna get anything done? Then 20 years later you're the one who's gonna regret it. You're the one who's gonna be like, did I actually waste most of my human waking time on a flipping scrolling? People are so oblivious to the fact that they are addicted to the point where they make some level of excuse. It's very similar to the way drugs work, because they're both addictive things. And so this is one reason why you cannot sit down and do your work. This is another reason why you feel unmotivated and demotivated all the time. And this is another reason why you can legitimately will not achieve almost anything in your life in the next 1 or 2, 3, 4, whatever, in the next future. You're not going to achieve anything if you keep doing this, because you are legitimately destroying your potential and you're eating up your brain. Now you might be wondering, how do you actually stop scrolling? It's quite simple. It's you making the decision. Do you want to actually keep doing this for the rest of your life, or do you want to actually stop? And once you made the decision to stop, it's not just you deleting Instagram. It's you making it as hard as possible for you to stop scrolling. You have to sort of live the life of a person who doesn't scroll. I'll give you an example. I don't scroll. Alright, so what is my life? I have everything pretty much deleted. I don't have Instagram. I don't have TikTok. I don't get sent reels by people that I know. Like people, my friends or my cousins, they don't send me Instagram reels, or they don't send me random stuff, so I never come across them. All my YouTube is blocked. Like all my feed and my shorts feed and everything is blocked. I'm signed out of YouTube, or I'm signed out of Instagram. I don't even have TikTok. I hate TikTok. I deactivated my account before. All of this. So you basically just have to not see it ever again. And also, you also have to add as much friction as possible, because let's say you're addicted to scrolling, right? And you don't like scrolling, and so you delete Instagram, but then you get that urge again, so you download Instagram back, and then you start scrolling again. But you don't want to do that, right? You want to make it as hard as possible. So it's like, honestly, it's just like, what do you want to choose? Do you want to live like the regular civilians? Then I would delete Instagram for a little bit until you get conscious enough to control yourself. Because right now you're not at a point where you can control yourself. Like you can delete Instagram and then like pretend like, oh, I'm not going to scroll anymore, but then you can go back, right? But what if you just deactivated your account, or even deleted your account, or just like unfollowed most of the stupid BS and everything, and just stopped using Instagram for a couple of months, right? And you deactivated your account, you deleted your account, you changed your password, and you don't even know what the password is, and you gave the password to your sister or something, or your brother, and then after like 3 months you go back. Like if you just made it as hard for you as possible for you to stop, for you to scroll, and then after 3 months, like you want to go back on Instagram for a little bit, then you're gonna be more conscious, because 3 months later, but you're not gonna be a scroller. You're someone who doesn't you're gonna be someone who doesn't scroll anymore, right? So you want to make it as hard as possible. That's number one. Add as much friction as possible, because our brain is very lazy. Like our brain is actually lazy by default, and so if your brain figures out, oh, I have to do this, I have to log in, and then I have to activate my account, and then I'm not even following most people that I like, etc. It's gonna be a lot easier for you to stop scrolling. So I would make it as hard as possible, add as much friction as possible, and then I would also delete the app, and then I would also change my surroundings. So I would turn off my notifications. I would tell my friends, stop sending me reels, stop sending me TikToks. I'm not a flipping loser. I'm not a monkey who just sits on Instagram and scrolls. I have stuff to do. I have a YouTube channel to build, whatever, right? That's it. That's how you do it. And so we're living in a generation where everything is so easily accessible. We're living in a generation where everything is so easy and fast and quick, and so much pleasure, to the point where now we've become men that have become boys, if that makes sense. Like little boys that want to play all the time, little boys that want to get reward all the time, little boys that want to have fun all the time. And so what that turned into is legitimately blaming, not taking responsibility of our lives. And if you think about it, what are the only two type of people that don't take responsibility of their lives? We have little kids and we have women. And let's be honest here, okay? You can hate me in the comments, I don't really care. Let's be honest, most women don't take responsibility of their lives, which is okay, because that's not really in their nature to be like, oh yeah, I'm gonna stand up and I'm gonna man up. That's not in their nature. However, what I've learned, and from what I've seen in legitimately every single successful person's life, is that the moment they became some level of a man, or the moment their testosterone increased, was the moment they took some level of responsibility over their lives. And they told themselves, what the heck am I doing with my time? Am I actually just doing this? Am I actually wasting my precious human time that I will never get back in my life by doing this? At least instead of scrolling, watch something like a movie or something. or watch like I don't watch the anime or something. Like watch a movie. Scrolling is deliberately destroying your mental health, and that means that the mental health, like when you have a bad mental health, that results in other things like depression, like anxiety, like sadness and sorrow, and like black and white. Like your life is black and white. Everything seems dead. Everything seems boring. Nothing has purpose. Depression is caused by pleasure. I'm not saying I'm some successful guy, but I am saying that alhamdulillah, I'm grateful that when I quit scrolling, my mental health was amazing. Alhamdulillah, my mental health was amazing. And what that resulted into was me starting side hustles like this, starting a YouTube channel like this, me improving my physique, me improving my social skills. I became more mature. I became more hardworking. I became more disciplined. I literally woke up at 5:30 a.m. today. I'm not trying to flex, but I'm just saying. So if you're someone who feels demotivated, if you're someone who can't sit down and do some work, if you're someone who sees life as black and white and mundane and everything seems boring and you're always in a bad mood and you have no energy all the time, you need to stop scrolling. You need to stop being like one of these flippant civilians constantly just mouth breathing and scrolling. You need to stop being a weirdo, like a monkey. Stop being a monkey looking for the next little pleasure. You're not one of these people anymore. And so if you resonate with the message, if you want to do something that others won't, if you want to do something that 99% of the others won't do, if that makes sense, then I know you resonate with me, and so welcome to the club. That sounds kind of cringe, bro, but welcome to the team, bro. Welcome to the gang, bro. I don't know what to say. But welcome. We stand for doing stuff that others won't do. I want to live a life that others won't live, because that automatically means I'm not going to be average, and I don't want to live an average life. If you resonate with the message, subscribe. There's going to be a lot of crazy bangers coming out. You see, I got this camera. This goes crazy. I got some good lighting. I'm going, alhamdulillah, man. I'm so grateful. So yeah, subscribe to the bros. Subscribe. All right. I know you resonate with the message. Let's be someone that others cannot. All right. I love you. Bye.